I took my calories up to a high 8,000 calories a day. Times between meals, what should they be? Time between meals for me, 2 hours. Normally it's 3 hours if I'm up early. Baby Titan is eating steak, chicken, a load of yogurt. I hope everybody's doing good in quarantine. We are locked down in cell block C. C, because the C is the corona. Tuesday, it is 12 o'clock and we are rocking and rolling. And we are getting ready. We are getting ready to come out of this thing. It looks as though we're a couple weeks away from getting back to the old gyms. And I am curious to see if you guys are taking action on getting ready to get back to full speed. And with the situation as it is, for me, I did not lose any momentum. I actually got to get better during this time, which I know a lot of people did not. And the reason they did not is because they didn't take action on the nutrition, I think, is the major thing here. Is the majority of people said, well, if I'm not lifting, I'll start dieting. So they did both. They stopped training and they dieted down, which is a double negative. Instead of allowing the body to take in some calories and get your body used to everything nutrition-wise again, they got away from that. Yeah, Little Titan is a monster. So I don't know how, I'm just getting told by the doctor on how big a 1-year-old is supposed to be, and he's not. He's the size of a 2-year-old. Times between meals, what should they be? Time between meals for me, 2 hours. Normally it's 3 hours if I'm up early. My meals are between 2 to 3 hours. Usually, if I get up at 4 in the morning, it's 3 hours. If I'm getting up like I am now at 8 o'clock, it is 2 hours. So I get all the meals in. Our nutrition plan is kicking butt. It is helping so many people, which is great because I know that the workouts are the easy part. I mean, I know you guys are already freaks when it comes to working out. You love it. You want to do it. But we have a home workout up now for you guys that don't have equipment. So make sure you're still doing that workout over on the Titan meal plan. And then just make sure you're staying on nutrition. I can't stress this enough. And you guys know that I'm repetitive with this. And I got to be repetitive with this because you guys have to fully understand that this comes down to nutrition. I can get you better by nutrition. Well, they asked about how Titan is eating. Baby Titan is eating steak, chicken, a load of yogurt. Is that what he's eating, Mo?
Whole chickens.
But yeah, just a lot of red meat, a lot of chicken, and a lot of yogurt is the majority, and apples. Not apples, but apples. No, bananas. Sorry, guys. Tons of bananas. So he is eating like a horse. He's over 30 pounds, and again, 1 year old. As for me, I made it to I wanted to get to 300 pounds. I got to 301 pounds. So I put all that memory muscle back on and got jacked during this time, which is freaking awesome. I took my calories up to a high 8,000 calories a day. Which is really good because that means when I diet down this time, I do not have to go as extreme as I have the last couple of years to get in even better shape. So I'm pretty excited. I'm trying to be patient, and you guys know this, and I talk about it. Trust the process. I'm trying to be patient and not start cutting too hard too quick. So that's the biggest thing. This week, the only thing I changed was I took out the fruit. So that's my, guys, that's my favorite thing in the world. But I took out the 2 pounds of fruit is the only thing I changed up. And I'll stay with that for the next 2 weeks, and then I'll decide on how the body's changing at that point. Decide if I stay there for another week or two, or I continue to pull stuff out and keep dieting down. So, yeah.
This guy's in good shape in his 50s.
Okay.
Trains 5 days a week. He's saying that if he takes a couple of days off, he finds that he's more stiff doing that than if he kept training.
So somebody says something here. Is he overworking is what his thought was?
If I keep training, is my body overstrained?
Okay, so
is he worse off?
Stay with me on this. Someone asks, and he said he's 50. He's in great shape, he says, and when he takes a couple days off, his body is more stiff. Do you see photos?
Yeah, that's great.
And I just got confirmed, not only did he say he looks great, but Jeffrey says he looks great. So that's a huge thing. So this is what happens. When you take those days off, there's less blood flow. And the greatest thing about moving, as we get older, we do have a tendency that the joints and ligaments and that cartilage is kind of beat down. And so as we get older, it's called arthritis, even though that might be only in certain portions of your area. Arthritis is usually throughout the whole area, but because you weight lift or do certain things, you may have arthritis in the shoulders and the back and in the knees. And the greatest thing for that is movement, working out. And when I say arthritis, don't freak out on that. That's just life the way it is, and that we all lose that cartilage between the knees and shoulders and stuff, and that always gets thinner and thinner and thinner as you get older. So that is from the doctor and stuff, and they'll talk about that more. But as you take those days off, don't feel bad about the stiffness and stuff. Still get the rest in, and then get back to the training. Don't change anything. I know that stiffness is irritating. I get the same stuff, man. When I take days off, I'm much stiffer, much more achy, body achy, than when I'm training. I'll tell you the truth, man. There's nothing. I feel my very best on deadlift days and on squat days. When I get done with squats, I feel like $1 million. I feel 20. Same thing with deadlifts. I feel like a 20-year-old. Compared to the days you rest and take off, your body kind of tightens up and everything. So don't feel bad. You're not overtraining. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just the way the body ages. So there you go. If you're a 20 or 30-year-old and you feel the same thing, then I would make sure that you really are starting to take care of those joints and ligaments and stuff. And then you are at that point overtraining and causing some extra stress to the body. Okay, over there. So we did a great live last night with Whitney Reed, who runs BPI, and we just talked about the whole concept of why we chose and why I chose the supplementation that we're coming out with first, and then from there we'll continue to bring out other stuff as we continue forward. Most of you guys overseas, we have sat down a couple times now, and after this coronavirus, so we'll really get going. And Jeffrey's here. Did you work on the site, the Shopify?
Shopify is in progress.
Shopify is in progress. Okay, so let me give you the 411 on shirts. We are going to move location from our dropship people to a much better company, which helps us in so many ways. Let me say this. First of all, it helps us for all overseas orders. You know how before, and if you ordered a shirt, it probably costs more for you guys to get it mailed to you than the shirt itself. Well, with the new company, it's going to be a flat rate of $5. It's pretty incredible. So you save hundreds on shipping overseas. You guys do. That doesn't change me at all. It just saves you guys tons. So that way you can actually get a shirt and get it mailed out to you for next to nothing. So I'm so happy about that. Besides the BPI, that's really cool. And then besides Titan eating all my food and steak, talking about steak, Piedmontese. I don't know if you guys have seen this. So remind me again about the hormone that myostatin. So I got to keep remembering this thing.
The lack of the myostatin.
The myostatin gene. So you guys saw Bigger, Faster, Stronger, where those bulls are just freaky. I'll show you a picture of this bull. But we're working with Piedmontese steak. So if you don't want the food already cooked for you, you can get the Piedmontese steak sent to you for 25% off is what we get it for. And it's a much leaner red meat. higher protein. But if you see the bulls, you'll understand why. They're the bulls that have there's no myostatin gene. So the muscularity of their body doesn't stop. They keep getting muscular and they look freaky. It's awesome. And they have very low body fat. So I'm eating this steak that normally is around 4 to 5 grams of fat to now it's no grams of fat. Crazy, isn't it? And that's red meat. So, and it tastes incredible. Just be careful when you cook it because it does cook fast because there's very little fat in it.